they be on some, oh, this is what I'm saying, this is what's wrong with the rap game, this is what's wrong with the female rap game now, specifically. Like, look, they talking about their ass, they talking about their titties, they talking about fucking, they talking about this. Okay, men do it too. The men in the rap game are on such a spectrum. They're allowed to move wherever they want to move. J. Cole is probably one of the most conscious rappers we have right now. Kendrick. And they still talk about fucking.
Money conversations, we've been making business moves. Contemplating how to get it, need to get in tune. Different topics, we got options, you could pick and choose. If more income ain't the outcome, gotta switch the mood. We tryna help you to improve, thanks for asking. Road to riches, speak on broker days and past tense. Wealthy habits, lately I just wanna stack chips. Took a risk and we've been running up a bag since. G-Vast Quest, quick to make a couple G's. Detox, spitting knowledge, put you on your feet. Bug out, got the plate, make sure to pray before you eat. At the table with the winners, come and take a seat.
What up, what up, what up? Yo, for the next episode of Thanks for Asking, we have the lovely Miss Petty. And she's gonna tell a story. Yo, Detox, start the interview and drop the shit, bro.
Can I get a round of applause, please?
Everybody clap, everybody clap, everybody clap.
Hey,
Yo.
what's going on?
What's going on?
I don't like that name, man.
Wait, why you don't like that
Why
name?
you started off like that?
Because, man, I like it. It just goes so well with everything. Like, the way she came in the shop, she was just like, we doing all the introductions and stuff,
Right.
and she goes, yeah, I'm Detox. Oh, I'm Petty. It's just like, the way it goes is just like,
That's my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
like, how do you just say I'm Petty? Like, it's like my name is you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm you.
I usually be getting like mixed reactions whenever I be telling people my name, because it don't just be for music stuff. I go to a restaurant and somebody said, what's your name? I'm like, Petty. They're like actually? And I get offended because I'm like, yes, actually, my name is Petty.
What do you mean? You go to a restaurant and you
I like talking to people. I'm a sociable person. So if I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, what's your name? And they be like, my name Bob. And then they're like, what's your name? I'm like, I'm Petty. They're like, really?
Wait. How did you get to Petty, though,
Yeah.
to be a name?
Okay, so boom. No judgment, right? This is a no judgment zone.
This is no judgment.
It
Okay.
depends. Word.
So,
Word.
so when I was in school, elementary school, middle school, a little bit of high school, I was fighting a lot, right? So I just wanted, that's just for context. I was fighting a lot. Then when I was in high school, like PettyWap was kind of coming out, right? So I just changed my name to PettyWap. Not because anybody was calling me Petty, but because I just changed my name to PettyWap. I'm a teenager, I'm stupid, right? And then it just stuck in my adulthood. I'm gonna be 25 in July. It just stuck. All my friends was calling me by my Instagram name, and that just eventually became my artist name. Nobody was calling me by my real name. It was just all calling me Petty. But it worked out because I feel like I wanted to like redefine the word petty. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really like being petty. It's like standing on your shit. You know? Like,
break it down a little further.
Like I said what I said type shit. Like, it doesn't always have to be something immature.
How do you
It's just
connect
I
that
said
to
what I
petty?
said. Huh?
How do you connect that to petty?
To being petty?
Yeah.
I feel like petty people know that they're being petty.
No. When you saying standing on it, how do you connect that to being petty?
Like, so like I feel like when somebody's being petty, they stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they know they're being petty. It's not being done ignorantly. If you're doing something in a petty manner, you know? So I'm not doing anything petty. And I also I've had people tell me, like whenever I get tight and I start writing and I write about other people, then I'm being petty in my bars too. So that could go with it. That could go with it. But it just became my name.
So you be dissing people? You do
I don't diss
subliminals?
people.
Subliminals?
I create things that could apply if you let it apply.
What that sound like to you?
That's not dissing.
That's a diss.
That's not a diss. A diss, I feel like, is for a
borderline.
specific person or multiple people. Yeah. But if I just say it, it's just something that I thought about and I wrote it down. And it could apply.
Does it matter if the other person takes it as a diss?
It don't matter to me. You know?
But it's a diss if the other person takes it as a diss, right?
I guess if they do, right?
When you say it could apply, what's the intentions when you're doing it? When you're doing it originally?
I'm just saying it.
What phone is
I
that?
just want to let it out.
That's my messages. I turn my ring off. Somebody keep trying to get at me.
I just
Hold on, we too deep in this. You be doing this
Too deep in what?
in the business of making podcasts. That's what we're too deep
Okay,
into.
all right.
Okay,
Right. Nice.
pause.
That's crazy. There's gonna be a whole lot of pause in the no diddies. That's
I'm
so
not gonna
sad.
say no Diddy.
You know what's so
They
messed
already
up
killing
about
us
no
for
Diddy?
huh?
What was you about to say?
They already killing us for all the Ness interview, so I'm not gonna say no Diddy in this episode.
In this entire episode, you know what's so messed up about that?
You just said it.
Everybody said. Everybody. They like released mad documents about what this man did, like some horrifying things, and the only thing the internet cared about was the fact that Meek Mill might be bisexual. That's not sad.
Yeah, but I thought didn't they have Usher in the thing when he was in the...
That's what I'm saying. There was some horrifying things in them documents, and the only thing the internet cared about was, Meek Mill was in the pool with his booty up. That's it.
Wow.
I don't
It
even
got
like that
quiet.
subject.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
about what?
I don't really want to delve
Yeah.
too deep into it, but because this is a ordeal he's really going through.
Mm-hmm.
So to cast judgment on something that hasn't fully been investigated, and they didn't charge him yet and stuff like that would be premature and immature of me to do. So I'm not, but there's smoke, there's fire, or something. I'm trying to say it.
But the judgment's not on him when I say that. I'm saying like
you
on
said it's the
people.
internet. Yeah,
on the internet, right? Like that's what everybody cared about.
It's the truth. Well, nobody cares about nobody's celebrity. You know what I'm saying? You entering this into the game of music.
Yeah,
that's gonna be up for you too.
I think about it all the time. I think about how I'm probably gonna piss off a couple people because I have like the privilege of being able to like watch other people go through it before me. I guess see how they handle it, see what I would do, what I wouldn't do. But I'm not really gonna know what it feel like until I'm finally going through something.
Right.
Hopefully, I go like my whole career without anything crazy like that happening. But that's because I'm really careful about what I do now.
Are you living life being that careful?
I am, but I'm also. It's like even if I wasn't doing rap, I'm being very conscious about what my life can change like this.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that stops you from the greatness because you're not gonna go all out because you're worried about what somebody else thinks.
No, I don't care about what other people think. I'm worried about what can change my life, right? So like if I make a decision, if I go left instead of right, and then that's the reason why I ended up in some fucked up ass situation, like wrong place, wrong time, that's what I be thinking about. But I feel like I do live my life to the fullest. I'm just not doing what I think is dumb. Like I have discretion. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. What made you want to become a rapper?
What made me want to become a rapper? I always say it's like when I heard Lauren, but it really wasn't because my mom was listening to Lauren.
That's a good
It wasn't
choice.
until
That's a
Very
fact.
good choice. That's why you rap good, actually.
Very good
Oh
choice.
shit!
yeah,
She
that
got
was
the
my first
Yeah,
tattoo.
good choice.
It wasn't really because of Lauren, because Lauren, I guess I was too young to understand that she was doing both, right? She was singing and she was rapping. It wasn't until remember that song? I know I can't be what I want to be.
Nas.
Yeah, Nas. It wasn't until I heard that.
You got the shirt
Yes,
too.
that's my favorite rapper. It wasn't until I heard that where I was like, I want to do that. It was like the third verse that he had on there, and everything that he said in that verse.
Oh, he killed that shit. That shit
Everything he
was
said
fire.
in that verse, I wanted to learn about it. And I was like, after that, and my mom, she always made sure I had like a book in front of me and shit like that. So after that, I'm like, well, I want to do this. But I was scared. I'm a child. But I was singing first. So I just kept going with the singing. But then when I got to middle school and Nicki came out, I was like, ooh, she from where I'm from. I could do this. And then I was like, I could do both if I want to. So that's what I do.
Yeah, but you don't
I don't
present
really
yourself
showcase the
like
singing.
Nicki.
No. But, what do you mean Nicki now or like early Nicki?
Period.
At all? Yeah, we're two different people. I feel like sometimes, though.
You in Timbs and cargo pants
Not
and
all the time.
sweatshirts. Not all
It's
the
cold
time?
outside. Yeah, everything be out. I be letting everything out. It's just cold outside.
Oh,
Especially like for
I'm out of
shows.
that.
Especially for like shows,
Yeah.
like where it's not my show where I'm going and it's like people who probably haven't heard me, like open mics. I used to like dress very revealing to throw people off because you see my name on Instagram, it throws you off. PettyWap, right? You hear my name, Petty, it throws you off. You see what I'm wearing, it throws you off. And then I get up there and I just start shredding. And it's like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that. I know. That's the
Yeah.
point. Like I set it up like that. So yeah.
Oh, that's dope. So you conscious of creating shock value?
Yeah, that's why. Like whenever I walk into a room, I was comfortable here. I was saying that before. Like I felt very
I
comfortable.
appreciate
going in
that.
here.
They
Yeah,
always feel comfortable
very
when they come
comfortable.
here.
The
Everybody feel
vibe is
comfortable.
It's given very much like unk. in here.
That's a
And
fact. The
saying that 'cause
OGs.
I'm young.
The OGs.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But whenever I'm going to like shows and stuff, I usually like walk around. I'm like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? I'm not shy, but I just like, hey, I'm reading the room. And then when I get up there, it's a completely different person. So yeah.
I seen you on what's that? I keep you was on what's the movie with the green
On the radar.
on the radar on the radar. He was about to say rap radar. Yeah, you definitely did your thing on that shit.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I was on there twice. First time for the Christmas cipher, and then the second time by myself. Yeah, that was nerve-wracking.
Let me ask you something. You came as a female rapper. Man, you couldn't have been born at a better time.
I agree.
Because anything before Nicki, they was not giving you no love, B.
Yeah, I get that.
How do you feel about that?
About being here now,
Yeah.
I'm appreciative. I feel like it's still complicated though, because right now I feel like now people are wanting something more authentic, and that's cool, right? Because I'm already here. I've already been putting in the work. It's not like I heard, oh, everybody wants something authentic, and now I'm putting out my stuff. I've just been doing it already, so now I have somewhat of a fan base already. But I think it's still frustrating because I don't make party music. So I'm not really making stuff that DJs want to play whenever it's Friday and Saturday. I'm making stuff that you listen to the next morning on the way to, you know what I'm saying? Like on the way to go get breakfast or some shit like that.
And the politics of being a woman is hard too, right?
It's not hard for me specifically, it's been hard because I'm very friendly, right? And I always felt like I grew up with brothers. I have brothers. I have a lot of male friends, so I'm just friendly. I feel like I don't really, despite what I've gone through with men, right? I don't treat y'all
we gotta
differently.
talk about that too, so don't forget about that.
I got you. I don't treat y'all differently. Like, I'm not standoffish. I'm very friendly. So because of that, there's a lot of male producers. There's a lot of male artists, male engineers, photographers, all that. And I always felt like as long as I'm being friendly and as long as I'm, setting boundaries, as long as I'm saying like, this is what it is and this is what it isn't, we valid. Everybody's cool, but it has not been like that. Men still get offended whenever you don't want to give up the panties.
That's right. That's why I said that.
So whenever
what
I
does
see...
that mean, though? Men get upset when you don't
They
want
get
to give up the
offended. They
panties.
feel like, oh... So I have a partner. I've been with my partner for almost 5 years now. And they always... I hate whenever they be on some like, oh, she's only saying no to my advances because she got a man, when really it could just be because I'm not feeling you like that. I want to keep this relationship professional. Even before I started dating him, it was just like, they're just so aggressive, because I come off aggressive, to people, just because of like my aura, I guess. I don't know. So they just come off very aggressive. They get offended. You don't get beats now. Now they don't want to work with you anymore. Now you recorded with them. Now they're holding on to your stuff. Now they don't want to give you shows anymore. They're not sharing your stuff anymore because you said no. So whenever I see other women talking about it, like let's just say like a Sexy Red type of artist talking about it, all you see in the comments is men are like, well, what do you expect? Look at how she dresses. Look at how she talks. Look at the music that she makes, when it's not even about that. Look at the music that I make, and I'm still getting hit on the way that I'm getting hit on very aggressively. And then niggas is getting upset whenever I'm on my no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's been like the most complicated
That's what I'm talking
thing.
about. That part right there.
That's been complicated. But other than that, I feel like I've been embraced with
think
open
that-
arms.
Nice.
Well, because we interviewed Kaya Baby, and she was talking about like she was at a label and they was asking her to get like butt shots and breasts and
Makes sense.
and
Yeah,
things
they
of
be doing
nature.
that.
Do you think not getting that, not presenting that and getting that type of those augmentations hinders your career?
No, honestly, not me at least. I have been told by a couple different people who were trying to, I want to say like court me into their, their labels and stuff, that they're like, well, you have a nice body and you have a cute face and all this stuff, but if you just wore some makeup, because I don't wear makeup, I don't feel comfortable with makeup. I don't think it looks good on me. It makes my skin break out. I don't like feeling like there's stuff piled on my face, but that's just me. They're like, well, if you get your makeup done, if you wear this and you do your hair like this, they've done that. I haven't really gotten the get your ass done, get your titties done conversation. But they be doing that because they have a certain image that they feel like they have to fit. I've had people tell me about a formula. That's like the key word with all these fucking labels. Everything is there's a formula, Petty. There's a formula, and you got to follow it. And I don't mind turning shit down if it doesn't align with what I've been taught. Right. So I feel like it could be a
not to cut you off.
formula.
You know why that's over it like that? Because sex sells. That's all to it. It sells.
It's based on the stats. So that's really.
But
what
there
they're
could
going
be
by.
news. I feel like people be forgetting, how did those stats get there? That's where the masses go. You can deter that. Like, you can change that.
You can,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Well,
Like I
somebody
can create
break
a
through
new
and be somebody
formula.
different.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing, but it's not that you can't. Usually, those people are going with the where the odds are greater at.
But they're thinking, I'm thinking longevity.
No, you have to make decisions for you, and that's when they gotta make decisions.
I understand, and I get it. I've even told people
Right.
I'm not offended. You know what I'm saying? This is your business. You're trying to make your money right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be in this
Yeah,
for the
you
long
doing it
haul.
right.
Yeah,
there.
because you have
Yeah.
rappers that didn't go that route, like MC Light, people like that, like didn't care about that. They just went and rapped.
Makeup is a hard one
That's
though.
when
Yeah, that's a
integrity
fact.
comes.
Makeup is a very, very hard one to avoid for women. I don't
I'll
see
do
too many
it
people on
sometimes.
TV without makeup.
Yeah, especially when you're doing TV.
Because
Yeah.
makeup
Make you
is
look
for
flatter,
the
though.
cameras.
Yeah.
But-
It's for the
Exactly.
cameras and stuff.
But my thing is, I guess like I've gotten my makeup done once in my life, and it was for my high school prom. That was it. And I didn't like it. And maybe one day somebody will do my makeup and I'll feel really confident and I'll like it. I get it's for TV, but then I know when I was growing up, I was not allowed to wear makeup. I wasn't allowed to get my nails done. I wasn't allowed to have long ass bundles in my hair. I had to wait till a certain age to do those things. But when I was younger, I felt like my confidence was kind of dwindling because all these people I'm looking up to, I don't know what their face actually fucking looks like. Like, so I'm thinking that my hyperpigmentation and my pimples and all that are not normal. I'm thinking that the texture of my skin is not normal, and I'm thinking that it's just me, you know. And I'm seeing my mom, same thing. She has hyperpigmentation, very textured skin. We're black women, so it's just like it's normal. But I'm not seeing other black women like that. I'm seeing really smooth skin and stuff like that. So I feel like if I would have saw somebody, at least one person, not all the time, that looked like me, that had skin like me, I'd be a lot more confident. So I'm
You
thinking
know
about
who
people
did
looking up
that?
to me.
And I didn't realize that when you were saying that was Alicia Keys. She had like
She did.
You remember that campaign, right?
She
And
did.
that was the first. I was like, oh shit, she's a human being. She look like a regular person.
Yeah.
Because when you look at them on TV, they look like
And,
TV
Keke Palmer.
people.
Keke Palmer now.
Yeah, Keke Palmer.
She did that
Because she
too.
had a lot of acne. So
She had cystic acne, I believe. It's like when you see like all the
Yeah.
pimples.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I would have saw more skin like me, I think I would have felt a little bit better about how I look.
hmm
Yeah. So I'm okay with the no makeup thing.
Wait, when you say that, like, there was a time growing up where you felt you wasn't confident in.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I was a teenager, so this is normal. But I feel like it happened a little bit earlier than a teenager. Like I feel like I started being a lot more self-conscious early. So getting deep real quick. But
That's what we like to
I
do, is
started
get
going
deep.
through.
Pause.
Thank you.
Bro, you better pause that. You get
So
crazy.
I went through what I went through starting at like 7 years old. Like I
Okay.
was being molested by my stepfather.
Oh,
And-
no.
God, I'm sorry
Oh,
to hear that.
my bad.
No.
It's just crazy. Yeah.
No, this is
I'm,
story.
but I'm
story
comfortable
word.
talking about it now because it's like it didn't make me. It just happened to me, right? So that was happening early. So I had a very involuntary and aggressive introduction to sex. So I started becoming self-conscious a lot earlier, and people don't even talk about that. They think that little girls that get molested, we're thinking about it like when we get older, we're only. How do I say this? Like, it's uncomfortable talking about the weird things you thought about while that was happening to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, like now that I'm older, now that I'm having sex on my own, why is it that I only enjoy sex if it's painful? Stuff like that. Like, nobody's talking about that. And then I realized because the introduction I had to sex was painful. So that's what my body identifies with. But now I've taken control over it. And now I'm like, well, I'm doing this because I like it. Not because I feel like that's what I got to do. And then also when I was younger, I was thinking about little things like as I started to get older and it was happening, it was like how I looked walking around the house. Like, I'm not doing it for him, but it's like, do I not look attractive? I'm not getting attention from him. Not like I want the attention. It's unwanted attention. But little things like that would cross my mind. And I would think I was broken. Like I would think there was something wrong with me as a 9, 10, 11-year-old girl because I don't want the sexual attention, but it's like, why aren't you giving me that attention? Am I ugly now? Is my body growing in a weird way? Am I getting older? It was never my fault. I know that now.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to talk to a little girl who was my age when that was happening, I'd be like, well, you were being groomed. Like, you were definitely being groomed.
Right.
So it's like giving you breadcrumbs, compliments, hurting you, and then taking it away so that you actually crave it more. That's what predators do.
That's also right. It's a strategy.
Yeah.
How did you went through counseling to figure this out, or this is just
No, I
you just sitting down
I
thinking?
be talking. I just sit down a lot, I think. I talk to my partner a lot. Like, we just be talking.
you go to
just
counseling?
comes out. I want to do therapy. I've never
you
gone
You never
to
did
therapy.
therapy?
Nah, I was in the Jamaica hospital psychiatric unit for like two weeks at
Why?
one point. I was trying to kill myself.
At
Yeah.
the time when
I was 21. Yeah.
Just 4 years ago.
Yeah.
do you think this is because of some of the traumatic experiences you had as a kid?
I was ignoring it. Like, I knew it happened. I was talking about it. I was writing songs about it, but I don't think I was actually addressing what happened to me. So again, 21 makes sense. Now I'm at like the peak of like my sexual liberation and shit, right?
Yeah,
so I'm realizing as I'm meeting people, these things are seeping through in my relationships because I never really healed from that. I said I was over it because I was, but then I'm noticing little things like I was showering like 3-4 times a day. Right. And even now I'm still kind of getting over that. Like, I do need to shower a lot. I don't think it's OCD, but it's like there were times where like I would just start thinking about it and I feel icky. I feel dirty. Now I got to go take a shower. And I was scrubbing until my skin was turning red and shit. And I think one day it just like really got to me. And, you know, I was like, let me think on this. Like, do I really want to do this?
Let me ask you
Think
this.
with my mom.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm so sorry. Does this have anything to do with sex? That you're feeling dirty, or you just feeling dirty throughout the day without sex, and you want to take a shower?
without sex.
You just
It was
wanna take
happening.
your
It was
shower,
happening
right.
randomly. That's why I knew it wasn't, you know, valid. So I thought on it, and I'm like, is this something I really want to do? Do I really want to be here? Do I not want to be here? I'm thinking about my mother and stuff like that. So I had one more show that was coming up. It was like right when COVID was kind of like lifting a little bit. And I had a show that was coming up in Brooklyn. I was going to see all my homies. I haven't seen them in like a year. So I'm like, I'm going to go to this show. I'm going to see how I feel after I see everybody that I love. Maybe it's because we've been isolated. And if I still want to do it, I'm going to do it. And I went, I saw everybody, and I felt so much love, and I was so happy. But when I went home, I still felt the same way.
Wow.
And I was like, damn, I don't want to be here. And luckily, there was people around when it was happening, and it didn't have to get to where it could have gotten to.
What did you do to try to kill yourself?
It was, nobody caught me in the act of anything.
Okay.
I wasn't able to almost act on anything. It was, people noticed I wasn't acting right. Like, I was trying to get rid of them, which I don't do. Trying to get rid of them. I was trying to be by myself. Certain text messages were found and stuff like that. So they ended up going over me, going to my mom, saying, I don't think Petty is right now. And everybody ended up sitting me down in the living room, and I just broke down. I just broke down about what I was going through, and it was really sad. I was very frustrated. I was angry at my friends for going to my mom because, you know, she's the last person who I want to see me like that.
But you needed that,
Right.
though.
Yeah,
Right.
because she's like, I'm her anchor. You
Part
know.
of your therapy, though, all of that.
Yeah, now I am looking into therapy now. Like, I actually
This
just
is
spoke
part
to
of
my
it,
doctor
too,
about
being
it.
on this.
Right.
Oh yeah, I talk about it all the time because I'm
Yeah.
like, what am I being ashamed for?
Yeah.
Talking about what am I getting
Absolutely.
nervous for?
Absolutely.
Somebody could be going through it right now. Find
Yeah,
y'all
yeah,
Instagram,
yeah.
you know what I'm
That's a
saying? Hear
fact.
this, and then feel like, oh, like I feel heard, I feel seen.
Let me ask you this then. How long was this happening?
7 to 12, 13.
Wow.
Wow. Did you ever confront the person who did this to you?
Yeah, he not really. Like, I've been thinking about it as an adult. Like, I really, really want to confront him. I feel like God is doing his number
Oh, he's
on that,
still
man.
like just roaming the streets?
Yeah.
You never
Yeah.
tried to get him
No, I've thought
brought
about
to
it.
justice?
When I was younger,
Was
like
he around your age, or he's so much older than you?
my stepfather.
Oh, he's your stepfather.
Yeah, she
Oh,
says her stuff.
wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. Wow.
Oh, yeah, now he's probably in his 50s or something like that. Yeah, that was a grown ass man.
Did your
My mom didn't know what was going on. It wasn't until, I kid you not, my mom used to sit down with me and watch Law and Order. I knew what was happening was wrong. I knew that. I was smart. It wasn't until we were watching Law and Order and we were watching some episode, and Olivia from Law and Order, she was describing like something. I can't really remember exactly what she said, but something she said like clicked with me, and I was like, oh my God, like I'm going through that. I didn't know how to talk to anybody about it, so I held on to it a little bit longer. And then like 4th of July weekend, when I was like 11, 12, I want to say, my cousin, I was in Long Island in Uniondale. Yeah, in Uniondale. And we were talking outside, riding our bikes, and I just ended up sharing with her what was happening, and I made her promise not to tell nobody. Luckily, though, you know, I was mad at her when I was younger because I'm a child. But luckily, though, she did go to her grandmother, and she ended up saying what was happening. They had me in the living room. They were talking to me, like the women in the family. They were talking to me. They were asking me, like, exactly what happened. Because this is his family. It was my step family. But it didn't feel like step family. You know what I'm saying? So they were talking to me about what happened. They brought my mom in because they didn't want me to feel like I couldn't talk in front of her. She came in. She heard what happened. She said she gonna handle it. I was like, okay. Me and my mom have a great relationship now, by the way, while I'm saying this. Before we didn't, but we have definitely, like, you know, came back to it. We talked about it. And my mom said she was gonna handle it. The men in the family said they were gonna handle it. And these are, like, I had G's in my family, like, so I'm thinking they gonna handle it the way that they would handle somebody who fucking stepped on their shoe type shit. Yeah. But they didn't, and it made me look at them differently. Made me look at them like, oh, y'all pussy. Like, y'all not really like that. What did they do, though? They didn't... Nothing. That's what I'm saying. Nothing. There was no roughing nobody up. Right. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't, and that's why I was so scared. In my head, I'm like, oh, I don't want my cousin to go to jail. I don't want my uncle to go to jail. I don't want this. I don't want that. So I'm not gonna say nothing. But they didn't do nothing. I don't even think that they had a conversation.
Do you believe it?
Now that I'm older and certain conversations have been had, I know that they did. I just think that they wasn't trying to be. Nobody want to
ruffle feathers.
Yeah, like nobody want to do that, I guess.
But they did.
They didn't have no conversation.
You're convinced, though, they believed you.
Now
they just didn't want to do nothing about it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: so when they found out, what happened? Like, did your mother leave? Did you stay? Did it continue?
My mom, by this point, it stopped happening, right? Because at that point, it's blown up, right? Blown up. My mom, the way that she handled it, and, you know, I forgive her now. She knows that. The way she handled it was, I think, like 2 days later, the house was really quiet for them 2 days. Like 2 days later, we was all inside the car. We was outside of my grandmother's house, my grandmother, her mom. And she just kind of like turned around and she was like, y'all need to talk about this. And then she got out the car and she left us to talk about it. But he was on some like, oh, like, it was like he was only talking about, like, as if it was one instance. He was like, oh, I might have been half asleep. Maybe I thought you was your mother, stuff like that. I'm a child. So I'm just like, I'm not really, that's not like hitting me. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. So I was just quiet. You kind of, it's like cat got your tongue type shit.
Your mom thought the best way to handle
at that time
was for you.
But now I know why.
Okay.
Now I know why. Okay. As I got older and we had a conversation, I learned that she went through the same thing and her mother kind of handled it the same way. I feel like she didn't really know any better. Now she does, but she didn't really know any better at the time, I feel like, you know? So she didn't know any better. So I forgive her. I was really mad at her at the time.
You have I would think you would have every right to be mad. Like, what? Yeah. He could have did something then right there.
After that, like, me and his relationship, and it was so confusing.
Wait, they still together?
No, absolutely not. No. But it wasn't that broke them up. That's why I was so mad at my mom. She was still with him for like another 4 or 5 years. But it wasn't that broke them up. It was him cheating and all that broke them up. Exactly. So I felt the same way.
That's the thing that breaks them up. I'm about to say that. Like,
you know, not to like put my mama business out there and like that. But she knows I'm allowed to talk about this and stuff. Sure. She was. I'm accepting the fact that my parents are humans, like they're people. They're not just my parents. Before they were my parents, they had a whole life. So the same way that I'm going through what I'm going through in my 20s, my mom was going through what she was going through in her 20s, 30s, stuff like that. So her confidence was really, really low. This man was beating at her confidence. He was emotionally abusive, verbally abusive, all that. So I can only imagine if I was going through that right now and I don't have no kids, I don't have anything tying me to anybody, no car, no house, no nothing, and I would feel beaten down like that. I can only imagine if you have your whole life tied in with somebody and they're beating you down like that, you know? So I forgive her. I know she was going through what she was going through. My mom loved me. That's my best friend. Yeah. I know she would never let anything like that happen now.
Do you know the conversation she had with your dad after you had the conversation with your dad in the car?
My stepdad?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Right.
I don't. I don't think they've talked about it.
All right.
I imagine they didn't talk about it at all.
Wow.
I imagine that didn't come up because it was uncomfortable for her. How do you address that? How do you address that you had a hand in that?
But how do you also go home and then pretend nothing happened?
That's what I was going through that entire time.
That's why I figure, like, after that, like, what happened? What did you say to her? Like,
exactly. I mean, it never really came up.
I got you.
It never came up, and I was okay with it not coming up too.
Sure.
When did she tell you that she was molested? After
I found out from my father.
Oh, your real father.
My real father. Me and my real father. We were very in and out. Now he's we're kind of back in. We were very in and out. So when I had a conversation with him about it, I told him I was upset with him because he found out about it as well, and he didn't do anything. Mind you, that whole time I was scared to tell him because he had just gotten out of jail. Wow. Right? He's crazy. My dad is crazy. So he's the one that actually told me, he's like, your mom went through the same thing. And I was shocked to hear that. And when I when I addressed that with my mom, she broke down and she ended up telling me that she definitely went through the same thing.
You expected somebody to be in jail by now, right?
Nobody.
Yeah, I probably,
Not who did it to her. And my grandmother went through the same thing, and her mother did the same thing. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it just keeps going, and I feel like...
but I mean somebody doing something about it being in jail. Right? That's what I meant. Right? Not them being in jail. Somebody doing something about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And I was much more worried about that than actually, putting somebody to,
Sure.
But I saw something on Instagram like 2 years ago. It said like it ran in my family until it ran into me. So I was like, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna stop it here. I know when I have a child, when I have a son or daughter, whatever, it's not gonna go like that. Like we're not doing that.
Good narrative to follow.
Yeah. Right. But it was a little weird finding out that my mom, my grandmother, and so on and so on went through it. Aunts went through it. Other cousins
Well, I guess
because
you're susceptible to it after a while. Once you go through it, yes, the generation and the pathology of your family, it becomes that until somebody breaks it.
And I feel like that's me.
How do you break that? You stop it before it happens?
Exactly. You be proactive, not reactive.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I'm not.
Okay, the fact that you let it go on for so long, right?
It's not. I mean, anything can happen. I don't want to say that that's not gonna happen. Period. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm kind of setting shit up, and I'm gonna protect the younger people in my family.
Yeah, right.
I would think it happens. This is anecdotal. I don't have no research on this. But I would think that the person who molested you, like you said, you are. That's the person who you're sexually attracted to. So when you become a young adult, you are attracted to people who are of that nature, and they have social cues and stuff like that you identify with, that you've seen in my childhood. Because women marry their fathers. Yeah. And if it's your father molesting you. You're going to marry somebody who looks like your father, and that person was probably a molester himself. You know what I'm saying? It's anecdotal, though.
You know what else, too? Something that really, two things. Something that also really like stuck out to me, why I say son or daughters, because my father also went through it when he was a child. Wow. Exactly. And my uncle. So when I found out about that, I'm like,
what is really
like,
that's what I was getting ready to
that happen.
Exactly.
But happen in a
my
family?
thing is, why does nobody talk about it? Is what I'm saying. Like I asked my dad, I asked my mom, why did y'all never like tell me that? Especially when you found out what happened with me. Why did y'all not say this also happened to you? So I could feel.
About trauma,
they don't. And I think the problem is also like the what's the word? I think it's called adultification of little girls. I feel like you shouldn't be like, of course there's certain things that are appropriate, not appropriate. I don't feel like you should be like, yo, uncle so-and-so is coming over, so make sure you put on some longer pants. Uncle so-and-so shouldn't be coming over if I gotta put on so-and-so pants. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's that too. I never understood that. I'm not gonna do that to like my cousins, my sisters, none of that. I'm not doing that.
That's crazy though.
Yeah, it gets deep.
Like generational, how does that, like just because it went through your grandmother, that doesn't mean it has to go through your mom's or you. Like that's just like something to think about. Like how could that happen like that?
They didn't handle it.
Because y'all didn't interact with each other about that. So it's like, how the hell that happens?
What are the odds?
Yeah, that's crazy.
The odds are actually really high. They didn't handle it.
It is crazy.
You didn't handle it.
You said
like
4 generations?
Yeah, it was my grandmother, my mother,
3 generations.
and me. 3. Yeah, I don't know about my great grandmother.
No. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, but I'm sure it must have, because I think my great grandmother had her first child at 15, 14,
Let's not even put nobody on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't put that on them.
But the odds, it makes sense that would happen. Nobody addressed it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Wow. Family though. Well, that's crazy.
They say that though, that people who are molested become molested sometimes. There's a chance of that.
I heard that the abusee becomes the abuser.
Yeah. I seen that. I was listening to they were talking about the Boy Scouts. It was on the New York Times Daily podcast, and they was talking about they was talking about like one of the Boy Scouts trainers was molesting somebody.
Oh yeah.
And come to find out he was being molested. So
I don't feel like that's an excuse though.
No, it's not an excuse. I'm just saying that's just what happens. I'm not saying you have a right to do that and stuff.
I know
like
the
that.
reasoning that he gave to somebody who I spoke to about it was, oh well, when I was coming up, it was normal. That was a normal thing. I don't think that was ever a normal fucking thing.
Never a normal thing. Definitely never a normal thing. So.
No, because not all men do that.
Exactly.
I got uncles that ain't never make me feel weird like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's not a normal fucking thing.
Definitely not a normal.
And you don't even know how to protect yourself from it because
you can't.
They don't know. You don't know who's gonna do that.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
It's not my
about it.
job as a child.
Exactly.
I know that now. It wasn't
You're a
my
child.
job as a
You're a
child to protect myself from that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I say it was a little bit of everybody's fault.
Yeah.
They all know how I feel about it. My family knows I'm very open talking about it.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of everybody's fault.
Yeah, because I would think, like how you say you would be protective over your daughter. Like, why didn't that happen of the higher generation?
I feel like they probably thought they was being protective when they were doing things like put on longer pants and don't wear that and you can't. You're too young to get your nails done. You're too young to get your hair done like that because how are older men gonna look at you? But men on the street too. That was a wake up call as well when I was younger and like just being on the train with my mom and stuff. Older men obviously seeing I'm a child. I have a fucking little pink book bag on and shit. They don't care. They're staring at you. They trying to stare down your shirt. They looking at your butt like you're not 10 years old. Men do that. There are men catcalling teenagers right now walking to the store.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm glad you made that face.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
You know, the red shirt and the grooming. And I got daughters, so, you know what I'm saying? Fucking 40-year-old man looking at my daughter like that. You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting to me. You know what I'm saying?
Realize that's
You don't need a daughter, but I have daughters and they walk the streets.
A lot of men say that. They be like, like they'll do stuff that makes women uncomfortable, but they won't it won't hit them till they have a child. When they have a child, all of a sudden everybody's a threat. All of a sudden they want to kill everybody, beat everybody up.
But that's where the long pants and make sure you had that.
Because I know how men think. I know how men are. Men are dogs. How do you know that? Because you was the dog.
Exactly.
Did you ever go to a phase where you didn't like men?
No, I think I was trying really, really hard to not be like that. I didn't want to become that because I have brothers and I have some of my best friends, they're all men and like I look up to a lot of men. Look what I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be that woman, but I will say there were some times where I would just get angry sometimes. Like if like, you know, taking the train. The train is fucking wild, right? So me taking the train, getting off work late, and then you got a random dude over there jerking off, and you want to react in a way like just to take it out on them for everybody. Because what are you doing, right? But I didn't. I didn't.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
You know, ran some crazy shit on the train.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: going through what you went through, what made you want to go down and become a rapper in an industry that's chauvinist? Male misogyny at its 10th power, at its finest. You know what I'm saying? Like, what made you want to get in this industry?
Honestly,
with that past,
I don't want to be I don't want to say I don't want to be a part of the industry. That's a little ungrateful. I don't want to. I hope I don't go through the really horrible things that I've heard that a lot of women have had to go through in this. But I just want to rap. I just want to rap and I want to make money doing it, and I want to do it for a long time, and I want to inspire other people to do it, and I just want to be a legend. Like, I want to be one of the people when people are having conversations about hip hop and stuff like that. Like, oh yeah, Petty, if you was there when Petty came out, like, I want that. I want my own documentary. I want books written about me, breaking down my shit.
If you can get to where you aiming for,
I want that. So that's what made me want to be
If you break down
a hell of a documentary.
But I am very careful. Like,
you have to be.
When I went, I was able to do the ending of Mase's tour with him that he did with Ashanti, Ja Rule, and stuff like that.
Right.
And when he reached out to me, of course, I was a little like, luckily I have my partner. Like, he's my other set of eyes. And I just want to show, like, I like showing people, like, it's not just women who are holding niggas down while they trying to build their rap career. Like, there are men behind us too, holding us down. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So he's there with me, but there was this one time he couldn't be there with me. I went to Phoenix, Arizona, and he had prior engagement with his family, and I went to Phoenix, and I appreciate Mase because he did when he got my hotel room, he gave me all the keys, right? Because you know you get like 2-3 keys. He gave me everything. He made sure I saw that. He's like, here, you're on a whole different floor. You're like 3 floors away from us. Nobody should be in your room. You don't got to be in the room with us. Nothing like that. When it's time to leave, you get on the bus. That's it. When they was giving me, I ain't take no water bottles. I'm scared to do that anytime that I'm in like industry settings. I buy my own water bottles from like 2 stores down, because my head, when I tell you, I be overthinking. I be like, what if they paid off the CVS next door? So that when I come in, they gonna give me the drug bottle. I will walk 14 minutes away to a whole different store. And like sometimes people think I'm paranoid for doing that, but so far I feel like I've been valid. Exactly. I'm gonna make sure I got all my own shit. So I am a little worried coming into it, but I'm very observant, and I always have an escape plan, and I'm always making sure I'm paying attention to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I'm gonna be valid. I don't want to jinx it, but I think I'm gonna be valid.
Well, why do you think you're gonna be valid?
I pay attention.
Right.
What makes you think? Why do you feel you're gonna be a legend?
That's a really hard question.
It's a question you gotta answer, because somebody gonna ask it.
Yeah. Why do I think I'm gonna be a legend? I don't know. I think I'm doing it for me, not for other people. I'm not doing it so it could look like something. I'm not doing it so it could sound like something to somebody else. I'm not doing it so somebody could compare me to a certain person. I'm really doing it because I genuinely enjoy writing lyrics, and I genuinely enjoy doing interviews, and I genuinely enjoy performing, being in front of people. I hate recording, but I genuinely enjoy being in front of people and meeting people and touching people's hands and giving them hugs and all that stuff. I really enjoy it. It's for me. It makes me happy.
Why you hate recording?
I hate recording. I hate like, you know how you got to hear it over and over and over again? That's just become like the most annoying thing in the world to me. I was like, I really sound like that? Yeah, I like it when it all comes together, but like the process of recording, I can't. That's why I only really record either at home, or I've had the same engineer for like 5 years now. Her name is V. Yeah, she live in
Shout out to V.
Forgot where she lives. Yeah, V Notes. I forgot where she's at. But I haven't gone to her in a few months. But I've been going to the same person this entire time, because she knows what I like, what I don't like. I don't have to say, I don't want to hear that. I don't have to say, turn this off. I don't got to do none of that. Like, she made me enjoy it. So when I go in there, I'm not like, you know how some people, they'll book like an 8-hour studio session. They writing in the studio. They smoking in the studio. Everybody knows I hate that. I don't like nobody coming to my sessions. No, you can't come. Are you an artist? Then no, you cannot come. What are you coming for? No, you can't smoke. What are you smoking for? I barely smoke. I'm not smoking during my session. I go. It really just be me and my engineer. Maybe one other person who could like criticize what I'm doing. Somebody who I trust, who's not a yes man. I've had to get rid of a lot of those. But somebody who's not a yes man, somebody who's not scared to tell me, not Petty, that's not it. And I just go in there, just ready to do it. And I'm in and out in like 2-3 hours. And that's it. So I'm kind of getting into enjoying recording, but it's not. I'm not. It's not fun for me. I'm not gonna lie. It's not fun for me. But performing is. I fucking love performing. Everybody knows that's my strong suit right there.
You ever met Nas?
No. No, I haven't. You don't know how many times I've been so close to meeting him. How many times, like, I remember Hit Boy. He was in my story views for a little bit, but he didn't follow me. And this is when like I had a couple videos going viral. I did the Mobb Deep freestyle, and Havoc has been supporting me since like I started posting videos on Instagram. So when I put out, I finally put out I finally put out a Mobb Deep freestyle to burn, and I was like, oh, this is it. Like, this is gonna go viral, because when Havoc first followed me, I was about to do the whole, Havoc followed me, I gotta put out a Mobb Deep freestyle. Nothing was coming out genuinely or authentically. It was just, it looked very forced. I didn't like it. I didn't put it out. And then 2-3 years down the line, I ended up writing Burn like in a matter, like, I mean, I wrote that shit in like 10-15 minutes. And then I wasn't gonna put it out because I was like, this is trash. And then I ended up getting fired from Amazon. And I went home and I recorded it and I put out a video, and I left my phone alone for like 2 hours, and it was just.
Oh, you do that? You post that shit? I don't want to look at it.
I don't want to look at it because
come back a little later, like, oh.
I don't want to keep listening to it and be like, oh, I should have done this, or I should have said this. I left it alone. I came back. My phone was nearly like broken. Like, it kept freezing. I'm like, oh my God, I never really went viral before. So I was like, what is going on? I saw mad different people following me. I saw I forgot. You know Tim Reed, the one that played the dad on Sister Sister. That's when it hit me. I said Tim Reed is following me.
Tim Reed,
WKRP in Cincinnati.
That's a fact.
It got me a lot of opportunities. That's how Mase found me too. So I was like, oh, this is dope.
What was Mase like?
Just exactly what I thought he would be like. I didn't realize I gave him my number. I completely forgot. Because he was like, oh, yeah, I want to work. You know, the way he hit me up, he was like, I'm already the king of Harlem. I'm trying to get the queen of queens. Da, da, da. And I read it in his voice, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to give him my number. Gave him my number. I forgot about it because everybody was hitting me up. And I was at home. I was living in Atlanta for like a year. So I was in Atlanta, and I had just came back from doing Uber Eats because I was broke. We just paid rent. I was trying to get some groceries. And I get a phone call, and I answer it, and he's like, yo, And I'm like, who the fuck is this? He was like, who the fuck is this? You know who this is. And I'm like, who playing on my phone? Like, I don't play that playing on my phone shit. So I'm like, who is playing on my phone? He's like, Patty, it's Mase. I'm like, oh shit. And I muted the phone. And I was like, oh babe, Mase is on the phone. I was like, get the camera. And he got the camera, he started recording, and then I unmuted it. I'm like, yo, he's like, yo, meet me at the studio. And it just turns out he was also in Atlanta, and his studio was a 4-minute drive from my apartment. That was in West Midtown. So I was like, oh yeah, this is God's timing. This was supposed to happen right now, how it's happening. And the very next day I went to the studio, and he didn't want me to record. He didn't want me to sign anything. He didn't want me to do nothing. He just wanted to get to know me, and we talked, and we had a conversation, and he was very open, and we were just talking about the industry, and it felt very much like this. Like it was cool. We was watching Dave Chappelle and stuff like that. I felt very comfortable. Yeah. So when he the next day when he called me, he was like, I was gonna ask if you wanted to fly out to Phoenix with us.
And that slow voice like that?
Yeah, like how he talked, he really acts just like that. When I was younger, what I think he would act like. So he asked if I come out to Phoenix, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. That's never happened to me before. Nobody ever flew me out for nothing like that before. And we went, and it was dope. It was dope. And then I went to Cali with him too. We went to Bakersfield. So he was very like, he's like, do your own thing. I'm just going to pay for it. I just want to give you the opportunity. I don't want to sign you.
When this happened? When was it?
That's so
this
dope.
It was.
The ending of 2022 and the beginning of 2023.
Recent.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, it was cool.
Did you meet Fabio?
No, I didn't. No, I did. We spoke about him. We spoke about like what was going on and
That's
stuff like
part
that.
of that's his artist too, right?
Yeah, there was.
Last
I think
year,
they was going through something
Yeah,
with that,
yeah.
right? Yeah,
Oh,
that was
year.
when that was happening. So I asked no questions.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, I wasn't really worried about that. I was kind of like, living in the moment. And there was a moment when we was in, I think it was either in Arizona or Cali, but we was on the bus leaving the concert, and I got to open up. No, sorry, he already had performed, and he had pulled me up on stage so I could spit, and everybody was going crazy. And I did my Crush on You freestyle, my Lil' Kim freestyle. And when we got inside the bus to go back to the hotel, his security guard turned around. He was like, "Yo, you not excited, Petty? Like you just performed with Mase." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm excited." And Mase is like, "She don't even care. She just." And I'm like, I had to explain to him. I'm like, "Nah, I'm sorry. I am like super grateful, but whenever it's still happening, I don't give myself a second to get excited. Like I let it happen, but I'm like, I promise you, when I get back to my hotel room before I go to sleep, I'm gonna start bugging out. I'll be like, yo, I just did that. And even now, sometimes I'll be eating breakfast. I'll be like, yo, I did that.
That's
I did do
That's
that.
right.
Like, so yeah.
I tried to rap when I was a kid.
Oh shit.
No. I tried. I thought I was pretty decent. You know, I got absolutely nowhere. So for the fact
Sorry.
I did. I'm honest. I like to be honest.
What was
I
your
made
rap
no
name?
dough. Detox Jones.
Oh, what's a cool rap
Don't say
name?
T like what? You know?
That sounded like osmosis.
Osmosis?
Osmosis.
Yeah.
Jones.
But it was I was going to save the rap game. I was going to detox the rap game. Because it was all kind of garbage in the shit.
Oh.
But I say that to say,
I'm sorry.
don't worry.
No, I get it though. I see the vision.
I'm looking at Prime laughing like,
Yeah, stop laughing.
I see the vision.
you see the vision,
I see the
right?
vision.
Tell your story, dog.
I'm gonna tell my shit.
Yeah.
I made no money. I ain't going tour with a motherfucker. None of that. So to see you do that, it's that shit I wish I could have did. So I mean, I hope you are appreciative of it and stuff like that, because everybody doesn't get that. That's really my message. Is just like everybody doesn't get that opportunity that you got. You know what I'm saying? You really did meet a Harlem legend.
Yeah.
Who reinvented himself, and you know what I'm saying? So it's dope. And I'm sure you still got a relationship with him. Anytime you see him, it's all love.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty
That's what
sure
I
if we
mean
saw
when I
each
say
other, yeah. But like usually whenever something happens, like I got an opportunity and stuff, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be nervous to like bother people. Like I don't want to keep bothering them. I want to say, yo, when can we do that again? I just let it come to me. So far, it's been happening a lot more freely that way.
Yeah.
Me just if there's like an opportunity where I'm like, yo, I have the opportunity to do this. I can ask this person to come to a show. I can ask this person for a feature. Then I'll take it. I just think I'm really mentally preparing myself for certain things. Like I'm preparing myself for, okay, once you ask, let's say Havoc to do a freestyle, there's gonna be you're gonna be on a different level of virality.
Be ready for
now.
that shit.
And I don't think I was ready. Now I'm mentally preparing myself, right? Yeah. So now I think I'm a little bit more ready. I'm writing more. Yeah. I'm more disciplined when it comes down to my music stuff. I wasn't disciplined before. I was just, for me, it was like, I'm gonna do this whenever I feel like it. And luckily, whenever I felt like it was a lot of the time. Yeah. But now it's much more like, it's not just about talent. I need to be disciplined. And it can't just be whenever I feel like doing it. I'm not going to always want to feel like writing. I'm not going to always want to feel like making that video. I'm going to have to do it as long as I'm doing it genuinely. As long as I'm not forcing it, trying to do all this content creation shit. It got to feel good when I do it. Yeah. So, I think I'm ready
I believe in
now.
authenticity, too. I'm, they know that shit. I know they feel the same way. That's why it kind of works together. My next question is, what's the message you're trying to give in your music? Like, if there was like one message that you had to say and deliver to your fans and to the people, what would that message be?
It's cool to be yourself. Like, you don't have to be like anybody else. And if you're like just kind of emulating somebody, that's okay. Like if you look up to somebody, that's okay. But if you're doing things specifically for a reaction, like if you're trying to get the reaction that guy got, you're not going to get that reaction because he's him and you're you. I just want everybody to be themselves and not be scared to say certain things, not be scared to talk about certain things. Everybody's trying really hard now to like be PC and like, I don't want to say that because I don't want to talk about this and I don't want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about whatever I want because I feel like my opinions aren't offensive. I feel like if I'm not going to say it, nobody going to say it.
But what if it is offensive though?
Then it's offensive. Then people act like you can't like say something and then change your mind. Like I can change my mind. Yeah. But if I feel like what I'm saying is okay, then fine. If it came from like an uneducated place, then I'll admit that. And I'll be like, I still feel that way, but you're right. I should have thought more about what I said. But I said what I said. Yeah, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna but there are people who are not saying anything because they're scared. And plus my opinions come from here. Like as corny as that sounds, everything that I say comes from here. I feel like a lot of people now, which is it's not our fault. Like everything is online now. It's so easy. Like we should not be receiving information as quickly as we do. That's not normal for human beings. Or so I feel like, because it doesn't feel good to me, right? So I feel like a lot of people, whenever something happens, like let's just say like OJ just passed, you know what I'm saying? Or let's say the whole thing that's going on with Diddy or whatever the fuck be going on, let's say R. Kelly or whatever is happening in that moment, whatever new thing is happening, because we don't even sit on shit anymore. Something happens and the next day we're not even talking about it. Somebody died, nobody's grieving it. By next week you forget about it. Like that's not normal. Everybody saw P&B's head bleeding on the floor. I don't like seeing shit like that. That came up on my Twitter. I just opened up Twitter and it was the first thing that was there. And I'm like, what am I looking at? And I had to take a break for like 3-4 days. Like that wasn't normal. So I feel like now a lot of people are so scared to say the wrong thing, have the wrong opinion. You cannot have a wrong opinion. Like it's an opinion. You can have some of your facts wrong, right? You can. So I feel like now people see something. So what do? They go on Instagram, they go to the comments, they go to Twitter, they go online, they go to TikTok. They're trying to see what everybody else is saying before they come up with their own opinion. So now their opinion isn't really theirs. It's just a bunch of different opinions that they mix together to make their own. I like to think for myself first before I start going and seeing what everybody else is saying. So, I got quiet.
I was about to say something, but I'm not going to say that. I forgot what I was going to say.
She said a mouthful.
Exactly.
You have to process that first.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're going to come up with something. Hit her with it. Now you're going to come up with something.
Wow. That's what I was going to ask. You're a lyricist. How do you feel about women like Glorilla and Sexy Red and all of them as artists? I love them though. Don't get me wrong. Like, those two specifically, I love not because of their lyricism and stuff, but their authenticity. Like, those are authentic people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you feel it.
What they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that's who they are in their real life. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I enjoy that about people. I don't, because sometimes, you good, but is that who you are really? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I appreciate them as artists. Like exactly because of what you just said, the authenticity, and a lot of times women like Sexy Red. She's the best example right now. Sexy Red will come out, and no offense, it's mainly men that be having these opinions. You know, they be on some like
speak on it.
You know, like
we need some female energy in here.
They be on some. Oh, this is what I'm saying. This is what's wrong with the rap game. This is what's wrong with the female rap game now specifically. And like, look, they talking about their ass, talking about their titties, they talking about fucking, they talking about this. Okay, men do it too. Men are allowed, like, the men in the rap game are on such a spectrum. They're allowed to move wherever they want to move. J. Cole is probably one of the most conscious rappers we have right now. Kendrick. And they still talk about fucking. They still talk about fucking. They still talk about getting money. They still talk about what they was doing when they was younger. They still talk about that. But it's like, whenever we do it, it's a problem. It's like, and I get it. I do get the other end of that, where it's like, is there really no shock value to female rappers like that now? So like when somebody like Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown came out, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how old y'all was when they was coming up. I was a child, right? Or I wasn't even born yet type shit. So I'm pretty sure that was like, there was like a shock factor to a woman coming out and rapping about taking ownership over her sexuality. Like, that was shocking. That was hot. I was like, oh shit. Like, y'all hear, she sound like Biggie. Like, that's fire. So I know now hearing it, it's very oversaturated. I get that. But I feel like if you gonna come at that, don't just come at us. Come at everybody. Like if you're gonna say we're trash, everybody trash. All y'all niggas can't rap. Like, say it to everybody, then I feel better about it. So they always coming at women, but men do the same thing. Don't nobody say something. Even whenever men are beefing. Look at this right now. Fucking Kendrick and Drake and Metro and everybody, like, and J. Cole, and everybody eating it up. Like, everybody's like, yo, I love this rap shit. I love this beef shit. I like it too. I love rap.
Who you going for?
Like,
out of Kendrick and,
honestly, I'm a huge Kendrick fan. Like, a huge Kendrick fan. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know right now. I love me some Kendrick. I'm so biased, but I'm also a J. Cole fan. I'm also a Drake fan. But I'm very biased when it comes down to Kendrick. Like,
so he's edging it out for you?
Yeah, he just came out of nowhere and was like, I'm about to start some drama.
What about the apologies they both gave? You cool with that?
Kendrick gave an apology too?
I thought I saw an apology for Kendrick too.
I didn't know that. I only saw J. Cole.
Yeah, I only saw J. Cole.
I get why J. Cole apologized. I respect it.
I get it too.
You know? But it was also like, it's rap. It's a diss.
Yeah.
Just rap.
They usually don't apologize though when they do stuff like that. So that was new too,
that was cool.
And that was form of maturity.
He took the song off the
Oh, he did.
He did. Because when I heard the what's the name?
He really did. Now see, that's annoying, right? Because I can still go on streaming platforms and hear Ether if I want to. And Jay-Z and Nas both still talk about it. They be like, I don't even want to address that, but it's still there because it was a moment in history. What you gonna take? Why you gonna take that down for?
I think what I feel like is, one, he's never been the type to really diss nobody.
J. Cole?
Yeah. And the fact that I feel like he didn't like the idea that the only thing everybody focused on that album was the 7-minute diss. And he's like me because I make a good album. Don't like me because I made a diss song. And I don't want to put that with my body of work and shit like that. I think that's kind of why he thought it was like this corny and this is this, and I apologize for doing it like that, because it's like, it's almost it feels gimmicky. Oh, you did that just to move an album. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
And he's not that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's never been that guy. He's never had to sell an album based off of this, and he don't want to do that even now, even though he did get this and he did feel that way. That's just how I took it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, all right, that do kind of make sense, where it's like, yo, y'all not even caring about the other tracks. Y'all just caring about this 7-minute drill thing. And it's like, it took away from the actual moment of the album.
Well, no, that's a double-edged sword, because he took it down so that nobody focuses on the diss being on the album. But now that you took it down, everybody's focusing on the fact that you took the diss off the album.
You know, you got to live with what you do.
That's
you know what I'm saying? You got to live with what you do.
He made his decision. I get it.
But I just understood that and it's an unpopular opinion, and I'm sure it's a nuanced position when I say that, but I think that's why he did it. And you know, I understand it. I'm not.
Yeah, they clowning him.
Yeah, but I mean, he'll be all right now. He'll be all right.
The memes are crazy.
He'll be all right, man. Everybody has those moments.
I think he's as long as he's happy with what
you know what I'm saying?
That's not like he a fluke. He's dope. He can do what he wants.
But he's dope, though. It'll go away. Really dope. All that shit'll go away.
Right, like whoever's saying something like can't top him. Like,
that's a fact.
Only reason why the diss didn't make sense to me was because he just came out with his shit on First Person Shooter, literally giving Kendrick all his flowers. So when Kendrick came out with the diss, it's like,
why did Kendrick diss him?
How did you? I don't know. Kendrick is Kendrick. I don't know. Kendrick.
Drake might have, don't quote me because I'm not so much in that
Yeah.
loop, but I think Drake brought them into that
think so?
beef though. Yeah, because
Yeah, they don't
I don't know the
like each other. They definitely
specifics.
don't like each other.
I don't know the specifics of exactly why
Right.
it happened. I thought it just came out of nowhere. He be
yeah,
doing
I think
that.
somebody made like some kind of AI Drake diss against
Oh,
Kendrick Lamar,
okay.
and that AI diss.
Even
I
if
think
that
got crazy.
wasn't the case, we're talking about
Right.
Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar dissed Big Sean on Big Sean's
Right.
song.
Right.
Like that shit went on the control verse. Like
Right.
that shit went crazy. So even
Right.
if that wasn't the case, just Kendrick coming out randomly and putting out a diss makes a lot of sense. Just like to shake shit up. He's like, y'all not rapping enough for me. Here you go. Let me ruffle some feathers. Come rap. You know?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bug, you got anything?
Ask G first,
You got
please.
anything for you?
Please.
I just want to appreciate your honesty.
I
You
do,
coming
I
down
do.
to the podcast, blessing us with your, you know what I'm saying, with your stories and
Thank
all
you.
that. Everything seemed to be genuine. You know, I appreciate you fighting for the struggle for women over there being molested and all that. And not even just women, right? Just anybody, you know, who's at a disadvantage. And yeah, you know, thanks for coming to the podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Bug, you got anything?
I'm proud of you for telling your story and being vulnerable to telling us. And you're smart. You're aware of what you're doing in the industry. That's important. And I appreciate you coming here too. And you rap and stuff, right? You rap, so
Yeah.
I like this part of the show when I make the person rap. So you have to rap for us. Give us a 16.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Y'all had me drinking that. I started forgetting what the fuck I had prepared. It's fine.
You had something prepared
Yeah.
for us?
I like that.
Oh, damn.
I
Once
like
you
that.
said it, when I was sitting over there, immediately I was like,
Oh, you
okay,
told us
where
you
am I
had to
going?
do a freestyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, immediately I
I'm
was
thinking.
like,
Hit up. You're right.
I'm
That was, yeah. There it is.
I gotta remember. Hold
Take
on.
your time.
This
Take your
around
time.
is kicking in. Okay.
It is. Exactly. And I started sipping again.
Yeah, the
You made me
umbrella.
do this.
Oh, let
They
me
ain't paying
just.
us, so I'm not showing that.
Yeah, look at the phone.
Told me I be rapping like the 90s, saying hip hop back if hip hop whack. Y'all know where hip hop at. I'm on a new era. Yankee fitted in loose sweaters, blasting Nostradamus. Man who showed me the art of rhyming. Godson did that. Show me your top 5. Could show you where your head at. Master the breaks, I study this shit. If niggas on the court, then I'ma curry this shit. Masked up so I can murder the bitch. Cause all you motherfuckers can't rap, that's a big fact. Said you with the smoke, that's a big cap. High spit cracking on my shit, have a relapse. See how I can touch a mic and the bitch is slicker than beeswax. Bees that, Queen's facts, you already know. I'm so cold, my soul is so frozen, oh no. Guess I gotta murder them to win, I'm the blueprint, baby. You copying again, I'm an artist, not a trend. I do not recommend, if you know you finna break, then I'm not the one to bend. Illmatic on the vinyl, on the ornament. Pretty like the faces, all you bitches just be ordering. Shorty said you boring, your pen is subpar. Body in the bars, make the crowd say, oh God, I'm so good, I'm so cocky. Why these other niggas don't like me? 2 words bite me. Might as well fight me. You agitated. Y'all been whack. I just had to say it. Getting on while y'all procrastinating. Fly chick. 5'6" with some sneaks on. And a little smoke to match your neon. I'm the bitch your lady wanna freak on. She said you beat the tweet wrong. Tired of the timing that you be on. So I scooped her up and baby we gone. She staying for the week on. Get a little sip and we gon' get a little weed on. Bump a little shit we could agree on. I'm so New York with it. Know us. We so tough. Play me in the deli of the bashment. Not the petty, just became the GOAT. I have been, you has been. I'm bored now. Need to bring the competition. Eat a lot according to my dietitian. You all fool. They be like, Petty, where you off to? I'm off to set the fucking wave while you doing what they all do.
Okay, Petty.
Nah, you spitting up in there, man. You spitting in that motherfucker, no doubt. I gotta listen to it 2 times or some shit to get all that shit. It was a lot they had in that verse, man. Like, that shit was good. Petty,
Yo,
thank you for coming.
thank you for having
We
me.
really appreciate this. This was a very enlightening conversation. I don't think I could even expected the conversation to go in the directions it did.
Right.
I
That's
really
a
did,
fact.
you know what I'm saying? But
That's
it
a
was
fact.
I like it because it's informative, because there's gonna be somebody who watches this and go, oh man, I've been through this.
And y'all going up too, so
Yeah. You definitely got on at the right time.
So,
We on the gravy train moving up.
That's a fact. Word.
thank you guys for making me comfortable. You know, because the conversation would have gone like that.
That's
So,
a fact. That's a fact.
We just being us, because I don't know what we doing to make people comfortable. But
Just
That's
being
a
you.
fact.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
But just thank you, and we really appreciate this. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Detox, it's Bug Out, it's G Vaz, Prime on the board. Look at him. He looking like I ain't gonna say his name.
Hey, word. You're not gonna say. Give Prime a shout out. Word.
It's the one and only Petty, aka PettyWap,
Yeah.
aka
Ad
say some
baby.
fly shit every day. You know what I'm saying? It's the Thanks for Asking show, and we out.
Peace.
What's poppin', y'all? It's Petty the Av, baby, the princess of Southside. You know what I'm saying? Y'all watching the Thanks for Asking podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, share with your homie, share with your brother, share with your sister. Yeah.